Good morning, a good evening, and good afternoon. This is Nathaniel Kempton Productions here today, and welcome to Railworks Terrain Simulator 2018. Now, today we are on a different route. You may know this if you've been keeping up with the live streams. This here is Vanaheim, the new little route I'm working on. Nothing particularly special. Again, using the chorus track and a few of the assets. Just something I'm trying out. I quite like narrow gauge. I work on a narrow gauge railway in my spare time, so I thought it appropriate. And as you can see from the valley we're in, I've decided to go full Wales this time, or at least as much as Wales as I possibly could do. Smallest car park in the universe. There it is. The little village up the hill. A couple of houses down there as well. The shed, which has got locos in it, and a coal pile that's probably too big. And of course, the chorus expansion pack has found its way on my computer. Are these points set? Yes, they appear to be. So this is good for business. Right then, we will make like trees and we shall leave. Haha, jokes. That was my phone pinging at me. I'm hoping you didn't hear that too loudly. So, as we go along, going to try and narrate as best I can. You can hear behind us we've got the Festiniog railway coaches, a few of them. Gradients on this route aren't too fierce, actually. The steepest, I think, is 1 in 90, which isn't bad, really. I don't think I'm going to show you the whole route. I might do. I don't know. Try and coax as much speed and steam out of this as I possibly can. Boiler pressure is dropping, but this next lot of coal should catch and burn shortly. So, as we go along, you are going to be wanting to look out for a small Easter egg that I have hidden somewhere on this route. You may have already spotted it if you're paying attention. It will appear on the left-hand side somewhere. At this angle, I don't know if we are actually going to be able to see it. Yes, we will. Slight glimpse on the left somewhere is an Easter egg. I put these on all of my railworks routes, apart from Christwell. Christwell doesn't have one. And up this steep incline, we approach the first station out of Vanaheim. Mobile phone, shut up. Lakewell, which may well be renamed because Lakewell doesn't sound particularly Welsh to me. So that might change at some point. In fact, while I'm thinking about it, why don't you guys, in the description below, in the comments below even, give me some suggestions what this next station could be called. Something that's a little bit more Welsh. I know Vanaheim isn't particularly Welsh, but I like the name. I like my Norse mythology as well, so that's the reason for that. So, approaching the next station on the route. Nice, small, open, typically rural Welsh station that doesn't really serve very much at all. In fact, it's only really here so the locos can top up the water in the boiler. And have I in the platform? Oh yeah, just about. Okay. I'll shove the brakes on full then. It's only really here so the engines can have a stop. Top up water and stuff in the fire. Alrighty then, that's the coal topped up. So while the water sorts itself out, I'll aim to get it to about 80% maybe. In fact, there we are. So the blowers are cracked open to keep the boiler pressure topped up. I'm going to put the brakes slightly more into a suitable running position. I'm going to put the blowers on a little bit more than I normally would just because I want that pressure back. I'm going to have a look around. There's not much here at Lakewell. There's a siding that, if you're not careful, will send wagons down the cliff. A little dilapidated standard gauge wagon, which is interesting. That acts as a site hut. And of course the station itself, old, traditional, mixed with new, because I think it looks quite good. I don't know what this station serves. There's a small farm on the other side of the valley down there, as you can see, that needs some detailing really rather desperately. I'm going to do a jump cut this section because there's not much here. This is where the detailed scenery kind of ends. There's not much past Lakewell, so I'll do a jump cut and I will join you a little bit further up the line when the scenery is a bit more interesting. Alrighty then, we are now approaching the final station, and as you can see from the time, it's a little bit later on from the last jump cut there. If you know your fandoms, you might know... It's unlikely, but there is a small possibility you might know the name of this station. You don't necessarily have to speak Welsh to know it. It's in Welsh, but that's not important, not really. There's the name of the station down the bottom there, Blaid Drwg, which is a Welsh word. It is real. It's a real word. I checked. I'm not going to tell you what it means because, well, that would be spoilers, wouldn't it? So we come up a short 1 in 128 gradient behind these houses here, across the road where it levels out. This section of the line was inspired by a place in Wales called Welshpool. If you're familiar with Wales, you'll know why. But in case you don't, the reason for that is simply because Welshpool, which the original route doesn't go through Welshpool anymore. It used to be quite tight and twisty like it is here at Blaid Drwg. And there we go. That is the end of the journey. I'll load passengers here because I'm able to. I haven't put any of the load passenger marker things down at any of the other stations yet. So I can only do that here. But we've got a little station building with a primitive crossing there. And if we run forward in a second, take the brakes off and we'll run the engine forward. Into the little head shunt. I was going to make the line a little bit longer the other way as well, but I decided against that. Simply because the Chorus engine, being so small, you would have to have quite a few stations in order to refill it and such like. So I might have overshot the water slightly. Oh no, it didn't. And the coal isn't working. Oh, there we go. It is working. So, little servicing point at this end of the line. Water wrapped around the lamppost because it looks cool. A line of old wagons. I don't really know why I added this siding in here. I kind of just did because I thought it would look interesting. So there's a line of wagons ending at a big tree. And the roundabout, again, I'm very proud of. I think it looks pretty cool. They've all got their bins out. It's bin day in South Wales, apparently. So that's why there's bins there. And a mountain in the background. And lots of mountains in the background because this is Wales. And Wales is made of mountains. We get a little aerial shot of the town. Whoop! You can see the railway is slap bang in the middle of everything. With this kind of weird sort of wiggly shape to it, which I quite like myself. So that then was Vanaheim. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.